Here we go. Yet another update. So the other night I got the fuel tank and everything dropped out. Let's see. No fuel tank, no nothing. You can see we got the filler lines here. Removed the transfer pump, all the vent lines, all the original fuel lines, all that nonsense. Fuel tank is trash. I actually just ordered a new one. It'll be here in like 2-3 days, I think. So as you can see here, not even sure the condition of the sending unit. Inside is just completely rusted. It's actually seeping. You can see around the rust. So have a new OEM tank, new sending unit on the way. Be here in a couple days. I'll clean them brackets up and get them painted and whatnot, and then get that thrown on. Right here, so I got to pull this wheel end back apart and change the wheel cylinder. I'm waiting on it to get here. But on the other side, you can see here's the condition of the wheel bearing that came out of the passenger side. It's not good. But we just got done wrapping this side up here. Brake shoes and everything were still good. They weren't oil soaked or anything. So for now, I just put a new wheel cylinder in there. I'm gonna run it as it is for now. Get the big notch and 4-link and everything done. And then if I have the time and patience, I'll pull this axle, I'll clean it up, paint it, something, put fresh brakes and whatnot. But then we also got, that's gonna be hard to tell, but put new inners and outers, retainer clips, wheel seal, and everything. I even got the new little spring-loaded clips here, locking clips to keep your keyway in your wheel end nut. I'm gonna pop this passenger axle shaft back out here shortly after I get this other hub torqued down and everything, and I think I'm gonna just pull my 4 main bolts and pop that center section out, see what we can figure out on them spider gears, because I still think they're iffy. Another thing I can't figure out is this little load level valve here. It seems like the brake lines run into it, and it's got like would be a leveling valve on a tractor, but I'm not sure what it is. But I'm gonna have to bypass it. I'm gonna have to delete all that. So I need to find out what that is. I'm sure I can just run a direct line to the wheel cylinders. So let me get this other hub thrown in and torqued down and everything, and then we'll try to pull the rest of this rear end and pull that center set out, that center gear set. Hopefully with the fuel tank getting here in like 2-3 days, I have the engine and everything put back together. Hopefully I can get this rear end put together, and so I can have brakes. I got a spool of brake line coming as well, so I can run a new brake line from our splitter block up there on the cross member, and I'll just run it back to the splitter block on the rear end, distribution block or whatever it is. And then with the fuel tank, running the new fuel lines with the electric fuel pump. I got some electrical insulated post that I'm going to mount on the firewall for switched power, for any accessories and stuff I need like that. And then new terminal post for a constant hot on the firewall as well, for anything of that sort that I might need for like show lights or running lights or anything like that. Did just throw these in here just to see how I like them and whatnot. I'd eventually like to do some totally different, weld these flush and close it off, and then do some different lights, but there's so much to do in between now and then, getting this back bumper off. But for now, driving wise, I'm gonna dig back in and we'll see how she comes. I have not updated in a long time. I've been busy with customer jobs and personal jobs, got another truck, all kinds of stuff. I can't remember exactly where I left off on the last video. It's been a couple weeks. Here's gonna be just a rundown of what I know. Local guy had these front Dominator bags and cups and everything for sale. He was switching over to like Ride Tech or something like that. Scored all this for $100. Ordered a 10-inch big notch front upper back plates, lower cups, some wheel spacers and lug nuts, because I have a set of 8x6.5 wheels and tires from a buddy I'm going to be running for now, so I'm just going to throw a spacer and run single rear and then just run the standard single up front. Right now I was just taking measurements because I'm about to order drop spindles, and I was really wanting to do a 5-lug swap on the front to be able to run a set of wheels that I had in mind. I'm noticing that the spindles are different sizes. Your ball joints are different sizes. The spindle shafts and bearing diameters, inner diameters and stuff are different. So it's looking like to be able to 5-lug swap this, I'd have to get control arms, knuckles, spindle, and brake set up for the front to 5-lug swap it. So probably not going to do that right now. I'm just going to have to change plans on my wheels. We got the new fuel tank in there, brackets, electric fuel pump and everything's ran. The filler neck is actually laying in the back. The new tank is like a 1/4 inch bigger, I believe, at the filler neck on the tank. So I'm just going to chop this back a little bit. I got a new section hose. I'm just going to do a step up adapter and get that in there. Move the rear bumper. Looks a whole lot better. I'm going to weld in a plate here, flush off the back. I did pull the center set out. I have little clips here and there. I don't know if I'll add them in or not. I pulled the center set out. Everything was good in it. The spiders were good. It just had a bunch of 12-plus-year-old gear oil that was hardened inside of it. So I just stripped the housing, tore the whole center set down, cleaned everything, all that, fresh bearings, slapped her back in, set my depth and preload, and running her. I still think I need to do a pinion seal. We'll find out. But that's down the road. I'm trying to be able to drive this to the car wash so I can wash all this grime, everything off. And then we'll start addressing little things like that. Rebuilt the wheel ends. I put all new wheel cylinders in there. I pulled the tubs out of the front. Let's see. I had to pull the valve covers and run valve lash. After I got everything back together, we had some top end rattle. Everything was super loose. So I just went ahead and ran it, adjusted all the valves and lash and whatnot. Let's see. We loomed up some stuff. We put some wire loom on all that. Reran a bunch of stuff. Gosh, I don't even remember everything I said. Plugs, wires, valve lash. I did tear the carb down, fully cleaned and flushed it. You can actually see, here's that fuel line that I have ran back to the electric pump that's mounted in the frame rail that I made. I ordered the wrong rebuild kit for this Quadrajet. I didn't realize there was 2 models. I actually got given another one. This is the model that I actually bought a rebuild kit for. So I have everything to rebuild this carb. He said they pulled it off a running and driving vehicle, threw it in the cabinet. It's been sitting since. I'm about to order a 4-link kit. I'm taking all my measurements and everything now. I still haven't decided if I'm going triangulated or parallel with a panhard. We're going to get online and shop tonight. But yeah, drop spindles and 4-link for the rear, and it'll be time to start slamming this thing. I gotta fix this exhaust leak and stuff. I'll probably just get a set of manifolds. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what else. Fix some lights. Lots of cleaning. Right now, I didn't know how the electric fuel pump was gonna run, how well it was gonna do, if it was gonna be too much. So I used a pre-existing hole, threw it on a toggle switch right here. And if all works well and whatnot, and I don't need to put a pressure regulator in, and I can get it dialed in on an electric fuel pump, then I'll wire it into the ignition power. But yeah, I'm not sure there's much else to update right now, to be honest. Still got the taillights, still need to do a bunch of cleaning. Bunch of the wiring and everything that I pulled out, along with the transfer pump and old bearings and whatnot. But it's getting there. I'm going to adjust the carb, because right now it's running a little rough. I need to check the timing, adjust the carb, and bleed the brakes, because I had done the brake lines, I did all the brakes and everything. But yeah, I have a buddy that's going to help me bleed out the brakes. We're going to try to tune that carb a little bit and see if we can't run her down the road. Then I'll have good wheels and tires too, because 3 of these are so dry rotted and leak air that I honestly don't want to risk trying to run them down the road and just having it blow apart and then just be stuck on the side of the road. So that's where everything's at. I'll try to get these drop spindles and 4-link ordered tonight, if not tomorrow. Just with the holidays and customer jobs and everything, I've been slammed. I have another customer job sitting out in the yard right now that's getting dropped. Like I said, picked up another truck, an 86 Ford. So I mean, I've been running, but let's see if we can't make a little progress. I'll go ahead and throw this video up and then get everything else on order and hopefully start diving in. I'll get everything adjusted and see if I can't get a drive in on it. But yeah, we'll just cut it at that and see what we can't get done here soon.